Good day. Don Johnson here with Protective Tactics. Another beautiful winter day. See some of my background here. I'm out here in a lake and got my daughter up here at Cheergan up in Illinois, near Addison, Illinois, and I'm at Cricket Creek Forest Preserve doing a little walk today. So today's topic, we're going to talk about money. We started off 6 days ago with our little journey on how to make this year better than any year in the past. And as we discovered yesterday, the concept of KANAI, constant, never-ending improvement. It's not about making these great big resolutions that you've already screwed up on this year. As you're like most people. Most people don't keep to a task or keep to a plan or stick to a goal for very long. Most people don't even make New Year's resolutions because, what's the point? They figure 10 days later, they've already screwed it up. So they just feel like they've just disappointment again. But the key is really not New Year's resolutions, but just a new day, new moment. Each and every opportunity is a moment to begin again. And the key, it's constant and never-ending improvement. It's always just striving to be better. How can we improve? There's so much information available today on how we can do better at anything and everything that we desire. So, what do you desire? Back to day one of what's your plan? What do you want to make better? What's important to you? What are your priorities? You're working on your list, or at least thinking about your list of what's important and what do you want to accomplish. And we've explored the last few days some examples of faith, fitness, and family. Today we're going to talk a little bit about finances. So, most people want to improve their finances. They want to make more money. Now, there are definitely some people that are in very fortunate positions that are very well off and very comfortable, and they make good income. They got great reserves, and yet they're still pursuing those things and don't have that balanced life. So when we're talking success, we're talking about a balanced life where you can have it all. It's not but it's an and world. I want this, and I want that, and I want that. Well, that's fine. How do you get it? First of all, you got to decide what you want. So let's talk about finances. What do you want? Do you want more money? Do you want more security? Do you want more income? Do you want more assets? Or do you want more freedom? Really, money for most people, the idea is it's just our medium of exchange. So how do you provide enough value to create enough money so that you can live the lifestyle that you want to live, to take care of those you love, and ideally to make a difference for others, to be generous, to be a giver, to be grateful with what you have, and to be a giver always, regardless of how little or how much you have. And that's one of the huge keys when it comes to finances, is that so many people are so focused on what they want, and it's all about them or their family, and unfortunately they've never learned enough about finances to understand how to either make more money or how to save money. And there's so many ways. Real estate has been my vehicle of choice. I've done real estate for, I actually started off my sophomore year in college. My parents co-signed with me, and we bought a condo, and I lived in one of the rooms and rented out the other rooms. And that's where my real estate began, and I've been doing it to some degree ever since. In the early 2000s, over the course of about 7 years, I did $100 million in real estate just over those 7 years. So I've done a little bit of real estate, got some rental properties, and we have a residual income. And that's one of the keys that everyone's looking for. I believe, and most people anyways, is that how do you keep money coming in without constantly working for it? There's so many ways to make more money. You can work more hours, you can get a higher paying job, you can take a second job, you can have some little business on the side or some little services on the side. You can start a new business. You can save a little bit and earn some money on that savings, whether you're simply investing as part of a 401 or you got some mutual funds or you're invested in the stock market. This past year has been interesting with COVID. So many people took a dive in mid-March when everything hit. But then the stock market spiked and jumped right back up, and so many companies did extremely well as the economy shifted. And several stocks that I'm a part of, double-digit, triple-digit returns. So whether you're invested in mutual funds or you got a stock manager, or there's just so many different ways of doing it. But the important part is, first and foremost, is what's important to you. What's your goal? There are more people at age 18 who have $1,000 in the bank than at age 65. The average person in this country only makes about $36,000 a year. The average household income is about $62,000. And yet so many people try to live on more than what they make. And as a result, they struggle because so many people mismanage their finances. And regardless of what they make, they're paying late fees, overdraft fees, interest charges, sometimes exorbitant interest charges, and they don't have the financial stability that if they were without a job or without income for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, that they would lose everything. They lose their car because they got payments on it. They lose their house because they got payments on it. Credit cards go into collection, so their credit's destroyed, which means they got to pay higher premiums for insurance. Their chances of buying a car or another house, they're going to have to pay more for it, or file bankruptcy and start over, and then pay more in interest rates for a while. So again, so many people just haven't prepared for a difficult time. And protective tactics were all about protecting your life, saving your life, and saving your family. Well, there are lots of bad events that can happen. So many people this year, this 2020, experienced much of that. And as a result, the government stepped in and, offering bonuses for unemployment and had to put a moratorium on evictions and a moratorium on foreclosures. It'll be interesting when this all ends to see how that pans out. So many people that haven't made payments for many, many, many months and collected additional amounts in unemployment and didn't necessarily have taxes taken out. Stopped paying rent because either they couldn't pay it or they just didn't have to. It'll be interesting to see what happens when this is all when the government stops trying to help everybody here with all this stuff. And so it'll be interesting. But anyways, in the meantime, how do you protect yourself? How do you protect your family? How do you save your life and save your family with your finances? What kind of protection do you have for your income? Do you have income streams? Do you have multiple income streams? Or do you jump from job to job? How secure is your industry? One of the ways that we make money in the stock market is by we belong to research firms and stuff and companies that actually look out for young and upcoming companies that are disrupting the market. In other words, they're doing something very different that changes the way we do business. For example, telehealth in 2020 People weren't even allowed to go to the doctor's office for the most part, at least not like they were before. So they had appointments where they actually, we met with doctors via the phone. Sometimes just voice, but most of the time, at least the ones that we were involved in, it was a Zoom video conference call, so that they could see us and we could see each other and have a chat. So anyways, disruptive companies that change things. So anyways, there's lots of different ways to make money, to save money, to quit wasting money. But one of the most important things is to understand that your income is not guaranteed forever. Regardless of how many years you may have worked, where you've worked, or done what you've done, or been in business, things can change. An industry can change overnight, an economy can change, your personal situation can change. I know a lot of people that have made a lot of money and then lost half of it to their become ex-spouse because they didn't take care of family at the same time. And anyways, so the important part about the point of this video is finances. How important is it to you, and how do you make more money, create more money? Many times it's a matter of finding another income stream, better investing what you make, not wasting what you make, putting those assets and those investments in something that create returns that are safe and secure, and at the same time earn a good rate of return. That's always the challenge, right? That's why real estate's been my vehicle of choice. But you can lose a lot of money in real estate too if you don't know what you're doing. So what is your plan? That's how we started off this 6 days ago. So, starting your new year, whether it's new year at the beginning of the year or anytime. What's your plan? What are your priorities? Certainly finances have got to be a priority these days. And we understand that you've got to plan ahead. In the financial planning world, it's a common saying, if you fail to plan, by default, you plan to fail. I began the first day talking about the situation that my in-laws are in, that in their 80s now, and they didn't plan ahead 5 years in advance, which is what's required. The average cost of a nursing home these days is, what was it now, 90? Oh shoot, it just escaped me, but I think it's like $92,000 a year. $92,000 a year for a nursing home. Unless, of course, or once you become flat broke, then it'll be provided for you. But what quality of care are you going to be getting there? There's so many nursing homes that the staff is just completely overworked and overwhelmed and underpaid. And is that how you want to finish out your golden years? Not being able to take care of your loved ones in emergencies, and being a burden perhaps, and just so finances are important, wouldn't you agree? What's your plan? What do you want on your list? What do you want to do? My dad's plan for 36 years was make more this year than I did last year. And that actually worked for him for 36 years. And then he retired and took a major pay cut. Now, fortunately for him, he was one of those rare exceptions that had a pension. So he's been retired 20 years and made an extra 50 grand a year in retirement. So he made $1 million from his company after he stopped working. That's not normal these days, though, is it? So what's your plan? Will Social Security even be around by the time you retire? Maybe you're already retired and you already know Social Security is not enough. So it's never too late, though. There's always more we can do. So what's your plan? What's your goal? Just put it on your list. What do you want this year? You want to make more money? You want to save more money? Maybe it's you just want to learn more about how you can better prepare financially for retirement. Learn more about money, learn more about savings, learn more about investing. So add it to your list. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Put finances on your list. How do you make more money? It's not really about making more money always. It's about living a better life. How do you save your family? How do you save your life financially? We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.